This could be the newest car in the 427 fleet. Was it a good idea? Or was it a bad idea?
Wow. I did say have an opening line, like, but you know, that's. I didn't really say how to deliver it, I suppose.
Was it a bad idea? This?
So, Connor, what do we have here?
This is probably the most modern car in the 427 fleet. This is a Fiat 500 Abarth.
But it's not a 500 though.
It's 595
It's a
in the tax
595.
book. But I didn't get a badge. Isn't that awful?
Yeah, we really could have just changed that wee plinth at the back to say 595, like.
But they didn't.
But they didn't.
So
But
now when I go to
didn't.
sell this, everyone's going to go, well, it's not a 595. It's just a 500 body kit. But it is a
Actually,
595.
let's not get into that right now.
This technically, well, it hasn't really been my daily driver for 6 years now, but that's what it was originally. I got this in my first year of university because I lived in Cornwall and I thought I might need a nippy little car for the narrow streets and those little country roads, but that was me just kidding myself, which we all do a lot, don't we? Yeah, it's a nippy car. Yeah, it's small-ish. It's not really small. If you put an original Fiat 500 next to it, it wouldn't really be small at all.
And here's the thing, all of that publicity of everybody going on about how small they are, that's from like Americans.
Yeah, I've been to America. Everything's big. Really, really big.
Just gonna flex there. I've been to America.
Big.
You know the Tom Hanks film, Big? That is America.
1988. They don't like these much in America. Well, the people who own them like them in America, but the Fiat 500 Fiat itself is a bit of a joke in America, even though they own Chrysler. Fix it again tomorrow. Yeah, I've been daily driving this for on and off for 80,000 miles.
80,000 miles in, so how many years realistically?
Must be 6. 2015.
Well, for 80,000 miles in 6 years. I think that's a pretty fair test for any car.
I think it's fair to say I know what this car is about.
I know what it's all about.
So first of all, we'll talk about the good. So people talk about exclusivity with cars, and that actually was the case when I first bought this. I didn't see another one on the road. I hadn't done, I don't think, before I went and bought it from the dealeship. Nowadays, that's not
Was
really.
it like Grand Theft Auto where you always want the one car and you
And then
finally
it
get it
appears
and it's everywhere?
Everywhere afterwards, yeah. Because now I've seen them everywhere, and I know that there is an effect of that. That does happen, like psychologically, but no, genuinely, there wasn't very many back then. Not very many people really knew what they were. I think they still don't.
To most people, that's just a Fiat 500, like.
Yeah, they wouldn't even notice. It's a cool badge. I suppose that's the good, isn't it? You know, it's something.
Is that where it ends?
It's something different.
No, the good is speed and quick.
Yeah, it's a nippy little car. It's very impressive actually what they've done compared to the standard Fiat 500, isn't it? Didn't we work it out at the time? It's like something like 70% more powerful.
Something like that, because the
Which
standard 500 is about 60 horsepower. This is what, 140?
Yeah, so it's a hell of an increase.
It's a hell of an increase, and it's got a big dirty turbo on it. It's got 2 intercoolers,
It's got a
doesn't
little dirty turbo.
it? Little dirty turbo.
And 2 intercoolers. It's 1.4 litres, so it gets 1 horsepower per cc.
You nerd.
Or per, yeah, whatever.
There's many horses anyway.
Yeah.
In a small stable.
Little tiny stable. It looks good. I think it's fair to say it looks good. It's, you know,
They've aged very well. Like,
they actually have, haven't they? And I wonder if it's like a Coca-Cola effect where they don't change the logo so it looks the same and it looks new all the time, but they haven't changed these. This is a hell of a long model shape.
2008, the Abarth came out.
Yeah, and I think the regular Fiat 500 was the year before, maybe.
Yeah, something like that. Maybe 2006.
13 years.
Ongoing. The new one hasn't come out yet.
No.
So, let's say, despite being retro, it's actually timeless.
Yeah.
Quick.
Yeah, it's
Exclusive.
quick, nippy, yeah.
Let's be real, it's cool. They are cool.
I think so. I mean, I'd like to hope so because I did buy one.
Yeah, fair enough.
Unfortunately, that's kind of where the good ends, I think. You might disagree. I hope they do.
People who disagree will be the entire Abarth Owners Club.
Bad point number 1. they didn't operate the wheel bearings to take the extra strain of being a quicker car. So they fail really quickly, which is a pain in the ass.
Literally, because it's a rear wheel bearing.
Ha! Yeah, so that's bad. What else? Bad point number 2, you sit very high up in this car, like uncomfortably high up. And you can't adjust those seats downwards. You can't adjust the steering wheel for reach, but you can for rake.
That's its city car roots coming out though.
Yeah, it is. I'm trying to think. I had a Punto before this. That's why I bought this car, and it had. Fuck, I'm off on a tangent.
Go ahead.
Do you remember it had that button for lightening the steering up?
Yeah.
This kind of has that with a sport button. It lightens the steering up.
Sports shouldn't lighten steering.
Oh no, opposite way around.
Okay.
It heavies the steering up. While we're in here, build quality. This is all rubbing away, wearing away. This has actually got so much play in it.
That's really bad, actually.
It's terrible. That's rubbing away. Those controls wore away over time. They're not great. Nothing feels particularly solid. Everything's just a little bit plasticky, just a little bit. See, I shouldn't complain. It's a cheap car. Even in Abarth form, it's still only. I mean, this was 17 grand. So you can't complain too much, and it works. It hasn't mechanically properly let me down apart from the wheel bearings. But for a 5 or 6 year old car, you'd want the interior bits to wear a bit better than they do, wouldn't you?
Yeah, you wouldn't get that in the equivalent. I'm going to say Volkswagen, but like even in the equivalent in its class, so the likes of Peugeots and stuff like that, they probably don't wear that quickly. Like,
you'd hope not. Oh yeah, door handles. Fault number 1 on this car, and mine suffered from it. The door handles fall off.
that's oh.
It's bad enough to be a warranty or a recall. Not recall quite, but warranty fix. Yeah, mine got fixed. Again, it shouldn't happen. It's like a cheap little bit of metal that just falls off. And you wouldn't be too bothered, but it does sort of ruin your ownership experience, doesn't it, a wee bit when stuff like that happens?
Yeah, I expect that from my 30-year-old Golf.
Yeah.
Don't expect it from a 5-year-old Fiat.
No. And as far as I know, they actually just put the same part back on, so it's bound to fail again.
They just put a new one of the same thing.
Yeah. Good job. GG Fiat. So basically, the main issue with this car is build quality. That and the fact that I never really fell in love with it. This car's been with me for 6 years now. I have loads of memories in it, but it just wouldn't bother me to sell it, And surely there's something wrong.
That's really sad.
When that's the case. It is sad, isn't it?
The car even looks sad. It's like saying that your dog hasn't got long left and it's just sitting there looking at you like, what? What's going on? What are you talking about? Selling it? No, not at all. So we're going for a walk.
Oh, no. I don't know. It's just, do you know what it is? It's all the little things about it. Just eventually you can't ignore them anymore. The honeymoon ends.
They could become one big thing.
Yeah. The honeymoon ends and you're just left with a divorce.
Yeah. You just don't love it, and it's as simple as that.
That's it. That's the problem. I'm sure that the thousands of people who do love these cars really do love them. Because after all, what else is there? There's no car without flaws.
No, every car we have is a heap.
Mm-hmm.
Like, even when they were new, they probably had issues, but
Not
you
that
loved
long.
it. Leave your 124 out of it. But it's the love of cars that keeps them going. No matter what its wee flaws and inaccuracies and problems and all are, it's because you love it, you make it work. It's kind of like car ownership's like a relationship, I suppose.
That's it. It's all about compromise.
Yeah.
And money.
And right now, that little thing wants both and you want neither.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. I've spent the money on it and I thought maybe that would help it. But no, just isn't meant to be, I suppose.
Well, we'll take it for a wee spin and see what we think on a drive, and then we'll come back.
Nice. to another episode of 427 Garage.
So we're doing city driving here at the minute. This kind of really is what the Abarth is made for.
Yeah, it's a city car, isn't it? It's basically a two-seater. It's made for the city. It's not a long-distance cruiser at all.
Well, no shit. It's made for teenage white girls to get as their first car, really. Or old ladies who can't drive anything else. Or, in the case of the Abarth, it's for old fellas thinking they've got an original 500 Abarth and really they haven't.
Yeah.
It's kind of... It's forced nostalgia, would you say?
Yeah. But it came out of the mid-2000s with all the other old-style shaped cars like the Beetle and...
Ford Thunderbird.
Go back to the Ford Thunderbird.
What else came out? The PT Cruiser.
Yeah.
Although it was actually a success. Not a design success, but a success sales-wise, I think.
Was it?
It was, yeah, they were huge. Holy smash!
Oh dear.
Smash and grab.
You think I'd let you roll in a Hyundai?
We caught that live. You're seeing it here first, folks. Imagine finding out about your loved one in an accident through a YouTube video and a review about an Abarth 500.
Yeah, it's a car without a segment, really. It doesn't compete with anything else that it actually competes with, if that makes sense. Like, people look at one of these and they compare it with a Fiesta ST, which is in the class above it.
It's not really fair to compare it to that.
No, but that's the only thing even when... I mean, if you were going to go and buy a regular Fiat 500, what are your choices? Are you looking at like
Peugeot 107?
Yeah, really, like, what is it, subcompact?
No, Super Mini.
Super Mini is the Fiesta, right?
Real? What?
And then there's a class below it, which this is, because it basically doesn't have back seats. It's like subcompact Super Mini or something, or we'll figure it out and put it on the screen.
I've never heard of that in my life.
Yeah, it's smaller than a Super Mini. Do you know what? Mini?
Is that what it is? Just Mini?
Maybe.
But, like, here's the thing, as you say, like, what's it competing against? And what it is competing against, I know that it's all cheaply made, and, like, the gear knob's starting to wear off, the radio looks like it came out of 1984.
Yeah.
The year, not the book. And
the steering wheel controls are horrible. Not to jump the gun on getting into what I think about this car after 5-6 years of ownership. But these are rubbing off. They don't work half the time.
Can you speed up, please? Oh my god.
He's doing the speed limit.
Is he?
I think.
Not anymore, he's not. But anyway. Yeah, as I was saying, in comparison to what is in that actual category, this is probably... that road noise is so loud.
That's par for the course as well. That's been like that since this car was new.
That's terrible.
Across all the different tires I've had on this car.
We're having to shout, like.
Yeah.
But yeah, in comparison to what else is in its class, for example, the Peugeot 107 or whatever. Up. This is actually quite a looker. Like, inside and all, it's not necessarily well made. The Volkswagen will probably last a lot longer, but...
Yeah, but it's...
we talked down on this, but it must be said this is a lot cooler than what else is in its segment.
Yeah.
Now, this is a pre-facelift one, so it doesn't have the fancy screen or anything.
No, you had a... Well, it's got the Digidash, but it doesn't have the screen here.
Yes.
You had one with a screen.
Yeah, my parents had an Abarth as well, a 2017 one, which is 2 years younger than this.
Yeah.
And it had like a facelift set up there, and to be fair, it was quite nice, but it was still quite badly done.
It never was great, but then again, that's the big thing the car reviewers talk about these days, is the infotainment system. Like, it's always...
That's what people care about now.
But it's the best solution I've heard from anyone was just to put like a mounting point for a phone in there.
Or an iPad, perhaps.
Or an iPad.
It's true though, like, I mean, for something, cars are so behind with touchscreen fidelity.
Yeah.
Compared to the likes of phones and things, and you would think for the money you pay they would be better, but they're really not.
But they can't, because it just always gets out of date really quick. So
not even that, they're just never sensitive enough and stuff like that. Like, you always have to
you're always
stab
like
your screen.
it. Yeah. I've actually never lived with a car with a big touchscreen like that. I think the Discovery had it, but
No, it didn't even.
Did it not?
Nope. It had the old school style one.
Yeah,
So
I think you're right.
you've
So
never
yeah, I've
been-
never really lived with one at all.
You don't actually know any different, I suppose.
No, but even this is bad. Like these buttons are bad.
Yes, I've tried to use them and you have to hammer them to get them to
Yeah.
work. And that is an age thing because Ma's one wasn't like that. Her normal, we had a normal 500 and an Abarth.
Yeah.
Our normal 500, the buttons are actually very sensitive.
These ones on the steering wheel?
Yeah, so I get the feeling they do just go with time.
Yeah, I think so. These used to be okay when they first got this, but I mean, 5 years,
5 years and however many thousands of miles.
81.
81. Like it's a fair test on a car to have done 81,000 miles in that space of time.
Yeah.
For a super mini, these probably don't do that kind of miles. Like
No, that's a good point. They stay around town and they stay low mileage.
this is probably a genuine high mileage Abarth.
Yeah.
So if you're planning on getting one of these as an investment,
Don't do loads of miles in it.
don't drive it.
Yeah.
Genuinely don't, because they are
it in the shed.
so flimsy. They're cool. They're so cool, but they just.
Yeah. I would say it is. It's a really successful attempt at doing like a retro thing. Like it's not a bad homage to the original Abarths.
I mean, the bonnet's fully closed, so it's not that good of a
it's not
match.
that good. If they had stuck it in the boot, I think if they had actually gone the whole hog and put the engine in the boot, this would be like a Clio V6 sort of level of
Fun, yeah.
different.
Because they did do that with the Renault Twingo. They put the engine in the back.
Yeah, they did, so it's not
unheard of.
It's not impossible for them. They just weren't arsed.
But so, would you recommend one?
Depends what you want to do with it.
Okay, you could say that about literally any car.
Like here we are bouncing around these. This is not a.
This is so uncomfortable.
It's
like
not a particularly bad road. We're not exaggerating the camera movement here.
Yeah,
but-
like genuinely, I'm trying to hold this steady because it's probably not the nicest thing to watch.
Yeah.
But I suppose the air freshener kind of says it all because it's
Yeah.
going all over the place.
Yeah. Hopefully your auto stabilizer will do a bit to actually stop it from being so jerky, so people will just switch the video off.
Yeah,
Um,
but like it's not good.
it's not a comfortable car. Maybe that's like we say, if you lived in a city, you could drive this around the corner to work. But you wouldn't even, you just walk, wouldn't you? Or if you're in a city, you get a train or a bus.
Yeah,
If you just need it for like the odd weekend or something, yeah.
or if you're just in love with
Maybe.
the looks, maybe you'd be willing to put up with the downfalls.
Yeah.
But I don't think we are. But here's the thing as well, we're saying about the downfalls being about build quality, right? Maybe this was just the start of cars becoming more like mobile phones, in that we only want them for 2 years till the next one comes along and then we just throw it away. Is this the start of throwaway cars?
Maybe. Certainly that's the way it is now with a lot of cars.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. But even at that, I mean, like, I suppose the question is, would you want one new? Never mind all the quality. It was as bouncy as this when I first bought it.
Yeah, nothing has actually changed. Everything has just deteriorated. Nothing has got better.
Yeah. And I did, but that's, I mean, I did. I've put 80,000.
Holy T25.
Nice.
Anyway.
I've put 81,000 miles on this. You know,
Yeah.
I was daily driving it actually.
And it was from new, so they're all your miles.
Yeah. I delivered pizzas in this for probably about 50,000 miles. So.
How many miles were you supposed to have done?
24,000.
God. But it's a testament to this.
I'll give it this. It's not really let me down mechanically at all.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to get at. It hasn't
Yeah.
actually been a bad car. It's been a bad car, but it hasn't been a bad car.
Yeah.
It's been bad in the likes that things are a bit shitty and things are breaking and things are falling apart. But as far as a reliable piece of transport has been, this has always been there. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, it has been.
but again, you expect that from something so new. But
Yes, if it
you
wasn't
also don't expect it to all wear away and fall apart after so short a time.
no, and that is annoying. It's not a deal breaker, but it is annoying.
Yeah, definitely annoying.
Um,
And does it ever bring a smile to your face? Like you're revving it there, like, and the only reason you smiled is because I asked. You know?
it does sometimes. Sometimes you get a bit of fun on the back roads.
Yeah.
That's the thing. There are loads and loads of people who absolutely love these things, owners of these, and they adore them, and they won't hear a bad word against it.
Which I don't believe about any car, to be quite honest.
No, everything has faults.
Everything is false. Some people say, "Oh, there's nothing like it. They're the best." No,
Yeah, no.
nothing is. That's one of the things as well. Like, this has had all of its work professionally done,
Yeah,
and it still makes bad noises. Like,
yeah. It's just a new car thing, isn't it? It lasts a while and then it gives bother.
that's true. Like, even on this big, smooth road here, it's not that comfortable.
It's not that comfortable. There's loads of road noise.
And this was like a refurbished road.
Yeah, this is not long done.
Yeah.
So there you have it, the Abarth 595. If you're thinking about buying one, I would say go and take it for a decent long test drive and see what you really think about the driving position, about how the car feels on the road, because it is bouncy as hell for my taste.
Bouncy, bouncy lady.
I think these make a fantastic second car, like a car for an emergency when, you know, a weekend car. You could blast about in the weekends, no problem, if that's your thing. I don't think I could recommend it to you as a daily driver, unless you do wee short trips or you're happy enough with the way it feels on the road. You know, maybe you are, maybe you like it. But I think, unfortunately, it's not really for me. And 6 years in is a long time to come around to saying that.
Yeah, like if this was a woman, like 6 years in, you decide you're not interested to be
Nearly
like,
paid for the whole thing. But yeah, that's as honest and unmodified as a review I can give you. I can't stand here and tell you it's a bad car. It's not. I don't think it is at all. I think it does exactly what it's supposed to do. I think the problem comes when people like me want it to be something different. And maybe that's the problem with all of us. Thanks very much for watching. I've been Conor Hughes, and behind the camera has been Tom Patterson. If you like this review, like and subscribe to us. If you own an Abarth and you want to send us angry messages, that's fine too. Just put them in the comments.
yeah, because even hate is still...
It's good publicity, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like any publicity is good publicity.
Downvote the video as many times as you want. Follow us on Instagram. I'm Hughes Corporation, and he is
Tom Patterson.
Yes.
I don't know why I said that so quickly. As
Tom Patterson.
I had to get it over with. I'm not used to being on this side of the camera. This is your time to shine, Conor.
This is me.
Is that you, John Wayne?
Is this me? But there's another car coming. So thanks very much for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Good luck.
Good luck.